Do you feel you need to experience more strength within yourself and strengthen the way that you approach your life, the world around you? I'm going to take you through a practice which uses some load bearing. It's good load bearing for strengthening physically your muscles. It's good to strengthen your bones. It's good for bone density, and within yourself to feel that inner strength, no matter what your strength is. But it's this idea, it's the cultivation of, if you like, a spiritual strength. So what we're going to do, sit first of all, just to connect with yourself and to connect with the here and now, with the world around you. Find your seat, rest the back of your hands onto your legs, curl the tips of your index fingers, now to touch the tips of your thumbs, and breathe. Just simply breathe. There's such an empowerment in the connection with your breath. Your inhalation is your inspiration. And with the exhalation, that sense of letting go of anything right now that doesn't serve you. So focusing upon your breath. And with that connection with your breath, we complete one more full breath to bring the palms of your hands to rest together. And with palms resting together, bow your head toward your hands, and with gratitude for your ability physically to be able to practice whatever that ability is. We're here in the here and now, experiencing this phenomena that is our life. Gratitude for the different circumstances which have given you the opportunity to practice. And then to release your hands down. If you're sitting cross-legged, just give your legs a little stretch out, and then finding your way into an all-fours position upon your mat. So finding your way into this all-fours position, set your hands a little forward from your shoulders, feel the foundation of your all-fours position, so space between your fingers, space between your thumbs. Feel the weight distribution through your knees. Simply tucking your toes under, press your hands down so you feel that load bearing now through your hands, fingers, thumbs through your wrist. Draw your hips back away from your hands and just allowing your heels to slowly sink back. Engage your thigh muscles. You feel the strength in your legs. Your thigh muscles engage, your heels pressing gently back towards the mat. There's always a delicate balance between effort, strength, and surrender. In fact, there's a strength in that surrender. The knuckles behind your index fingers pressing down so the weight distribution sits now evenly through your hands, through your wrists. But it's not just about the effort. Can you relax the muscles of your neck? Simply to feel your head hang and breathe. Always your breath, your guide through your practice. Then after this next breath in, so lightly resting, both knees down, moving off your toes, your knees under your hips, just set your hands now forwards, setting your hands back, so your hands sit to the mat underneath your shoulders, and extending back through your right leg. Push away through your right heel, toes of the right foot pointing down, and as you feel that weight distribution through your left knee, through your hands, how does it feel? Now to take your left arm forward with the palm of your left hand facing in, and most of them just smiling. There's a little spider just crept out from behind the bookcase. Hello. Breathing. Feel the muscles of your body engaging, but just the right amount of effort. Bringing your left hand, your right knee down, taking now your left leg back. Set your right arm forwards. In your mind's eye, that diagonal straight line through your body. Breathe, reaching, extending. Again, embracing the physicality, but without becoming lost in the process. Bring your right hand, your left knee down. Now you set your hands a little further forwards and just begin to circle with your hips. So the emphasis now on release. There's a strength in letting go. Sometimes we fearfully hold on to things, and we hold on to things that don't usually serve us. So physically, mentally, emotionally, that feeling now of release, making the circles in the opposite direction. A little spider, you know, he or she just sat watching now. I love that. It's like the universe sort of looking at itself. We're all connected. Everyone, everything on a subtle level is connected. Hip spine back to the central position as we've just practiced. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees. Hands pressing down, hips drawing back, relaxing the muscles of your neck. Lightly then to rest both knees down. Moving off your toes, draw your bottom back, still your hands, your arms reaching forwards. In fact, if you can, a little further forwards. As you feel the span of your hands, connect with your breath, and after this next breath out, keeping your arms straight, draw your shoulders forwards. So you bring your shoulders directly over your wrists, allowing your pelvis to dip, feeling your breastbone lifting, allowing your shoulder blades to soften down your back. Hands pressing down, draw your hips, your bottom, then back towards your heels. So with your breath again as your guide, and this is the first part of a practice. Shoulders forwards, pelvis dipping, breastbone lifting. You're not compromising in any way, not compromising how you feel as you move. So as you allow your pelvis to dip, there's control. You feel your breastbone lifting, your heart space opening, and then your bottom back. And we'll do this one more time. Arms straight, shoulders forwards, still feeling the span of your hands. To breathe in, draw your bottom back. On the breath out, still your arms reaching forwards, and maybe flex a little your fingers, your thumbs, just to release any tension, any compression, and then just watching me for a moment. So you're either going to repeat what we've just done, arms straight, hips, pelvis forwards, or a stronger variation. So this idea of load bearing, if you imagine there was a marble, a piece, something small and round on the mat, the suggestion is that you bend your elbows as if you're pushing that marble forwards. The lower you dip down, the more challenging it becomes then. As you tuck your elbows in, you press into your hands, you lift up through your breastbone. Now, if that's too strong, just go back to arms straight as we did before. Otherwise, elbows bending out to the side, so maybe don't go down too far too soon. Tucking your elbows in, lift up through your breastbone, and if it feels right for you, so you can begin to, that idea of pushing the marble along your mat with your nose, press into your hands, feel the strength, the solidity, to breathe in, bottom back, on the breath out. And again, if your knees drift apart, you draw your knees back together. Each time you bring your bottom back. So if you're still with the practice, again, forwards, elbows tucked in, breastbone lifting, facial muscles soft as you breathe in, to draw back, on the breath out. Final time, so drawing forwards, breastbone lifting, to breathe in, drawing back, to breathe out. And we take a few breaths in prayer posture. If there's residual tension to your hands, fingers or thumbs, just flex them once or twice. And then stillness. Breathe. To rise then back into an all fours. And from this all fours position, I'm going to explore different variations of plank and possibly side plank. Now, it's all a suggestion. You don't compromise yourself physically in any way. But as I say, if you enjoy the physicality, nothing wrong with exploring that physicality. So tucking your toes under, lift your knees, first into the down dog, and then with your arms straight, draw your shoulders forwards into plank. So there's that diagonal straight line through your body. You look just beyond your fingertips, tailbone slightly tucked. Taking a breath or two, then bring your knees down, draw your bottom back. It's not a workout, remember. It's an experience. It's your experience. Rising again back into an all fours. So we're going to again once more move into plank, but this time with the option of side plank. So there are different options there too. So you lift your knees, you draw your hips back from the down dog as we've just practiced. Shoulders forwards, that diagonal straight line through your body. So you pivot on the balls of your feet. Can you stack your left leg on top of your right leg, keeping your left hip high? If that's too strong, nothing wrong with bringing your right knee down. So either right knee down, or we find that, again, straight line, keeping the left hip lifting, maybe your arm lifting, and breathe, your neck in alignment. Now with your spine, returning your left hand down, both knees down, bottom back, flex again, hands, fingers, thumbs and wrists, breathe. We're going to move into the posture from the other side, so rising into the all fours, tuck your toes under, lift your knees, your arms straight, your shoulders forwards, either to remain there or pivoting. Remember, you can always bring your left knee down if that's too strong, otherwise stacking your right leg on top of your left leg, your right arm towards the vertical, your neck in alignment with your spine, breathe. Hips, pelvis gently pressing forwards. Releasing your right hand down, knees to the mat, move off your toes. Enjoy the feeling of making those simple circles, circling with your hips, with your pelvis. Oh, it's nice and warm in front of the fire. Very cold day. I'm up in the northwest of England today. Very cold day, so it's really nice to embrace the physicality, to feel that I'm generating my own heat, my own fire, Agni, we call it in the yoga tradition, circling the opposite direction. Hips, spine back to the central position, resting now your forearms down. So you position your elbows underneath your shoulders, and it's a slightly different variation on downward facing dog. It can get quite strong around your shoulders, so sensitive to especially how your shoulders feel. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, hips drawing back. So it's important as you draw your hips back, you feel that space in your shoulders. Relax the muscles of your neck, but your head is off the floor, and we either stay where we are, or you take your right leg back, you lift your right leg, breathe. Left heel sinking back to the mat. Rest your right foot down, taking your left leg back. Your left leg lifting. The muscles of your neck relaxed. That's it. Left foot down, both knees down. Move off your toes. A moment or two of stillness. So you draw your bottom back, you sweep your arms back by your sides, allow your spine now to round over your thighs. So relative stillness physically to your body as we open to the stillness that resides within. The stillness, the calm between each breath, the stillness, the clarity between each thought. That's the essence of the practice. Then releasing your hands forwards, rise back into an all fours. The face in this direction. From the all fours, take your knees apart, tuck your big toes under, draw your hips back. So first of all, you feel the bend, flexion of your toes, lifting your knees. And so making a shape, something like this. So I'd like to keep your feet in contact with the mat, but then you begin to squeeze your elbows or your upper arms with your knees. So strengthening around the inner thighs, space still between your fingers, space between your thumbs, beginning to draw the weight distribution slightly forward. So you're increasing the load through your hands, wrists, through your arms. Still a gentle lift to your breastbone. So knees or legs squeezing your arms, you bring that weight distribution slightly forwards. Feel your breath. And then just back off a little. So taking the weight back, you can even give your hands, wrists a little bit of a shake if that helps. Hands resting down. I'm going to demonstrate and describe, in fact, the beginnings of crow posture. Not for everybody, so if you've not done this before, if you know you're not confident, please don't try, don't jump into anything. So either to repeat what we've just done, squeezing your arms with your legs, drawing the weight distribution a little forwards, or tentatively, you can lift your feet, lifting your heels up towards your bottom, pointing back through your toes, and still breathing. Whenever you need to, you bring your feet back down, give your hands a little rest. In fact, sitting back now, so taking maybe hands behind, bring your bottom down, feet together, knees apart, and we begin to slow the practice down. Hold around your toes or around your ankles, soften, relax your shoulders, and we just finish with a few gentle abdominal breaths. So you feel the movement, you feel the sensation of your breath within your abdomen. After the physicality of the practice, we open to the stillness, that stillness which is always there, the stillness, the calm between each breath, the clarity, the serenity between each thought. So like the video, it helps with the algorithm, subscribe, and putting more and more content up these days. Contribute, and if you click on the link, buy me a coffee, contribute to the channel. Also let me know, especially with the asana, with the more physical side of the practice, let me know what you want me to share with you. I thank you for allowing me to share this with you today.